video on our beginner meditation basics class. So I wanted to go over a couple of things that are just simple stuff, but really things that will come up in your mind as a question: how do I do this? So let's get into the how-tos. First of all, let's do the first very simple thing: how to sit. You noticed in these videos I'm sitting on my knees. This is a good position for me because I don't have knee problems. If you have knee problems, this is not probably a good one for you. You could sit in lotus position or cross legs like that, if that doesn't bother you. You can sit in a chair if that is better for you. If you sit in a chair, feet on the floor, nothing squishy and too comfy. You don't want to be leaning back and snuggled up in your chair. That's not going to help you get in a good position for stillness. So if you like this position, this is fine. I don't like this. For me, if you have tight hips, this can be a harder one to maintain for a while, and sometimes it can make your ankles a little uncomfortable if you sit there for a long time. And keep in mind, when I say sit for a long time, I don't mean you have to do 20, 30, 45-minute meditation sessions every day. Most people, especially when they start out, can't do that, and I'm not recommending that. I am just trying to make sure that you pick a position that you don't feel fidgety in. Let me show you another one of my tools. This is a bolster. It's a yoga bolster. You do not have to have one of these. You could roll up a blanket. You could get a couple of pillows. I've been in hotel rooms before where I had a cushion that I sat on. But if you have one of these, it's great because it's pretty firm. This you can sit on long ways so that you're not so much pressure on your knees. Or you can turn it sideways and sit on it cross-legged, and that actually takes some of the pressure off your hips so that your knees are lower than your hips. That's the key if you're going to sit cross-legged, is your knees need to be lower than your hips to take some of the pressure off there. So you can sit like that. Let's talk also about how to breathe. Okay, that'll be the next one, how to breathe. So when you breathe, you want to think about the breathing as if you are intentionally breathing in to fill up the lungs all the way down and to expand the belly. This is not the time to try to be cute and suck it all in. No good there. You want to breathe into your belly like a big round Buddha belly and just fill up those lungs down to the bases. Then when you breathe out, you want to think about emptying everything out as much as you can, almost like you're wringing a washcloth out, okay? And you're going to try to let that breath come out a little bit longer than the inhale. So if you inhale maybe for a count of 3, you might exhale for a count of 5. You really want to exhale completely. Some of the receptors in the body for relaxation are linked to the exhale. If you've ever had times when you're anxious or you're hyperventilating, or if you're just nervous, you might be breathing, but you're breathing way up here in the top of your lungs, very shallow breath. So the deep breathing all the way down to the bases and all the way out is part of what gives you that relaxation. So that is really, really important for breathing. One other thought you might want to use with breathing is when you breathe in, you might pause at the top, just hold your breath for a count or 2, just a little, and then breathe all the way out. Now, where do you look? I think it depends what you like. I find it distracting to keep my eyes open. There's too much to look at. There's already noises in the environment. So to me, closing my eyes is helpful. But what I've noticed is even when I close my eyes are wandering around in my head looking for something to look at. I don't know what my eyes want to see because there's nothing to see because my eyes are closed. But I find it very helpful to find a focal point. And the focal point that I find useful is right there in between my eyebrows. Many people call that the third eye center, but it's a great place to keep the gaze up in your mind and forward instead of what I find my eyes will do is just be scanning down all over the place. As the thoughts are coming, it's almost as if my brain wants to look at the thoughts. I don't know. But I find if I bring my gaze back up, right to the center, keep my focus there with my eyes closed, that helps me a ton. Now, the last part of the practicals is how often should you practice? If you're trying to rewire your brain and you want to get good at something, the more you practice, the better. But doing longer practices, maybe once a week or once every few days, is actually not as effective as doing daily practice. If you can't do it, I understand, but if you can, 5 minutes, 10 minutes every day, even if you only had 2 minutes to take to breathe, if you did it every single day, you'll make faster progress in rewiring that brain and making some new patterns for yourself than if you do it less frequently. So those are my meditation basics, the how-tos. Thank you for being here, and next time we're going to do a practice session. So come back and I'll see you there. And if you have some comments, some thoughts, some things that you do in your meditation, or some questions, things that I didn't talk about that you want me to mention or answer about, please make some comments at the bottom of the video and I will answer whatever you come up with. See you next time.